What's up guys? Welcome to the Rish Life and welcome to my very first video. I'm so stoked that you found yourself on this channel and getting ready to join me on this journey because I have so much to share and I can't wait to spread the love. I started this channel because I wanted to share my experiences and learnings on what I've accomplished in the first half of my 20s and also take you along with me as I look for new opportunities and try new things to ultimately be the best version of myself and share those with you so that you also can become the best version of yourselves. My name is Rochelle, and kind of the backstory for my channel title, The Rish Life. Rish is actually my nickname that my mom gave me as a child. So I'm super curious if any of you know someone named Rochelle, or maybe your name is Rochelle. What were your nicknames, or what are your nicknames? I haven't met a lot of Rochelles in my life, so it's definitely something I'm curious about. Comment below and let me know a little bit more background on myself so that we can get to know each other. I graduated from university in 2018, I believe it was, in December, and I graduated with my Bachelor of Business Administration. But I didn't actually start university and do my BBA the whole way through. So I started actually in kinesiology, and I'll get into that in a minute. But after a year and a half, I was away at school and I was doing long distance with my boyfriend, and I just found myself super lonely and not fully living my life to its full potential. And so I was looking for kind of another way and maybe something that was more sustainable. So kinesiology is great. It was so interesting, but I didn't want to be a physiotherapist. I mean, now retrospectively, that would probably be a cool job, but I didn't like the idea of having to touch people all the time. I kind of asked people. I was a server at that time when I came home in the summers, and I would talk to my tables and kind of tell them about myself, and a lot of people kind of recommended going into business, and so that's what I did. I thought it would be a lot more versatile and that there was a lot more opportunities with a BBA compared to a kinesiology degree. So I changed my kind of path of projection, and the rest was history. Since graduating university, I have started a job in the corporate world, so that's kind of my life now. The reason why I started in kinesiology was because I'm super passionate about health and fitness. I've always been quite active, and whether it's been in soccer or dance, being active has always just been a big priority in my life. Aside from health and fitness, I'm really into personal development and goal setting, which is the main topic of today's video, as well as personal finance. I really get a kick out of budgeting and kind of looking at my expenses and planning out for the future to have the best financial wellness. Being midway through my 20s, I definitely feel like I've been through a fair amount of experiences and learned through ups and downs of various things, but I know that I have a lot more to learn still. I'm really aiming to be authentic and really open up to you guys about kind of who I am and always be my true self. Come along with me as I continue to venture through my 20s, share my experiences, share my learnings, try new things, and let's get through this together. So today's video, I want to talk to you about kind of how to turn your dreams and things that seem like they're out of reach maybe. Oh, this is Murphy. Hi, babe. Obviously, he wants to be in the video. He's such a suck. Look at him. Rumors. Okay, bud, you gotta jump down. Where was I even going with this? So in today's video, I wanted to talk to you guys about kind of ways that I have manifested my dreams into a reality. Kind of 3 top tips that I recommend. So tip number 1, setting goals. I feel like this is something that has monumentally changed my life, gotten me to where I am, whether that has been moving in with my boyfriend, buying a townhouse, graduating from university, so on and so forth. Setting goals just paves that pathway for where you are now and where you want to be and makes it kind of more actionable. With goal setting, it doesn't need to be this big daunting task where my goal at the end of 5 years is to be a president of the United States. Like, obviously that's excessive. So breaking it down into more realistic and feasible time frames, I think is super, super important. Having multiple sets of goals, whether you have a weekly goal, a monthly goal, 6 months, 1 year, 5 years, it just kind of helps to turn your thoughts into actionable steps that you can do. And then in addition to that, don't beat yourself up if you don't reach your goals. For instance, on your weekly goal, you might have a career goal, a personal goal, and like a health. And even if you don't check off all 3, any bit of success is better than nothing, and it's a way that you can look back and see what you have accomplished and kind of what was important to you before compared to what's important to you now. So that's step number 1. So tip number 2, following on to setting goals, is to be realistic, and being realistic with what is attainable in the time frame that you have in mind. So the first thing that kind of comes to mind for me is with buying our townhouse. So we knew that we wanted to move in together and get a place of our own. We didn't want to rent, and so we kind of hashed out what was required for us to make this happen, kind of what could we afford. So luckily we have resources around us that we could rely on to kind of get good information in terms of how much of a mortgage could we get, how much of a down payment did we need, what would our monthly payments look like, and kind of figure out from there instead of going in and saying, we're gonna buy a $2 million house right off the bat, when, I mean, I'm sure it would be attainable-ish maybe, but some very, very drastic things would be required, and that just wasn't really where we were at that point in time. So we ended up in the perfect situation. Everything worked out the way it is meant to, and I'm definitely a strong believer in that no matter what, things are gonna work out in your favor, even if maybe it doesn't feel like it at the time. It's always the case. Okay, last but not least, let's get into tip number 3. Consistency is key in all aspects of getting things done. You have to be consistent. If you have this great idea, you kind of want to try it out, but then your motivation falls off a week later, there's no way that you're going to see that through. Life happens, and sometimes there's setbacks, but you have to be able to kind of pick yourself back up. Don't be discouraged, and don't give up. If you don't believe in it, no one else is going to believe in it for you, and yeah, crash and burn. Alright, so if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and this was valuable to you, and if you have any interest in kind of sticking around, seeing what other information and tidbits I have to share. I'll be posting content weekly. Be sure to hit the like button below and subscribe if you want to see more of my content in the future. I think this is going to be a really exciting journey and something that is uncomfortable, it's new, it's going to take some getting used to, but like anything, being a beginner is such a wonderful, exciting time. So tag along with me as I share my advice as I navigate through my 20s, learn new things, and kind of share my experiences. Thanks guys, see you next time.